Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the part 2 of the previous video. This is the sewing part. So guys, please, if you're just joining us, if this is your first time here, please I hope you've watched the first video of the pattern drafting, because this is just the sewing part. Guys, these are my pieces all laid out, the front, the back, and every other one. For the center back, I have 3/4 inches for the side seam allowance and 3/4 inches at the center seam. I have half an inch allowance at the shoulder and half an inch allowance at the bottom. For the front, I have 3/4 inches for the center front. I have 3/4 inches for the side, half an inch at the bottom, and half an inch at the shoulder seam. This is my bottom part of the center front. I've cut 4 pieces and I've ironed hairstay onto the lining part of each of the pieces. So I have 3/4 inches at the front and 3/4 inches at the side. This is the back. It's cut on fold, and I have 2 pieces of that, and I've ironed hairstay onto the lining part of it. I have half inches at the top, 3/4 inches at the side, and half inches at the bottom. Same with the front. Sorry, I have half inches at the top and half inches at the bottom. So I'm going to be starting with gathering the bottom of the front and the shoulder parts. So I'm going to be gathering the bottom of the center back. So I'm going to go and gather that and join the side seam, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So now I'm done running gather stitches at the shoulder and at the bottom, and this is what it looks like. I've done gather stitches at the back of the half of the back, and this is what it looks like. I've joined the side seam. So next up, I'm going to be folding in the neck part. So that 3/4 inches I have there, I'm going to be folding it, and I'm so that I'm doing it to the other side too. The neck part, so I'm folding that, and then I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. So now I finished folding that in and I've sewn it down. Please guys, you're exactly your 3/4 inches allowance that you have. So I've done that at the front of the two pieces of the front. So now I'm going to be joining down to the bottom part of the front. I'm just marking out my 3/4 inch allowance for the bottom part, and then I'm placing the beginning of, I'm starting from that 3/4 inch point because I have to sew it with that allowance. So now I'm just attaching the gather to the top part. I'm just pinning it down. You guys just do yours like mine. Adjust your gathers as you go and just pin that down. So now I'm bringing the interface part, that's the lining piece for it. I'm using the same fabric as lining, guys, but I'm just calling the lining piece just so you know. I'm going to be starting that at the beginning, so covering up the gather pieces, so it's sandwiched between the main piece and the lining piece, and I'm going to sew that down. I'm doing the same thing to the other side. So I'll go and sew that and show you guys what it looks like. So now I finish attaching that. You can see it's sandwiched between the main piece and the lining piece. So guys, this is my button loops. You can get this at any local fabric store, but in case you don't have this, I'm going to show you how to make your own. So just get a piece 1 inch wide, and then just fold it and fold it the way I'm folding it, close it together and sew it down all the way down. So this is it. I finished sewing it. Now I'm going to be cutting 2.5 inches out. Cut that out. Now I'm crisscrossing the bottom. That's what I'm doing. Then I'll sew that down. Can you see my button loops? Crisscross the bottom and then sew that down. And you can attach it. So just make as many as you need. So now I'm just attaching I'm going to be attaching my button loops and marking out my 3/4 inches allowance on the front. I'm going to be rolling it all the way down so I know where I'm starting from. Guys, I'm doing this on the main piece, not the interface, not the lining piece. So now I've separated my button loops into pieces, and I'm just pinning that down and the line on the allowance line. I'm facing the loop part towards the cloth, and then the bottom parts towards the allowance side. So I've arranged that. So just arrange just like that. I'm going to sew that down. so that it's secure before I flip it over and close it up with my lining piece. So guys, this is it all done. I'm just going to iron that. You can see everything is looking nice. So do the same thing to the other side, but without the button loop. Just close it up like you close the front part. So now this is the back. I've already attached it like I did to the front, sandwiched in the middle between the lining piece and the main piece. So now this is my back. I've cut out a facing for the back neckline. So please guys, just do yours. I'm sorry I lost the clip of where I cut out the facing, but it's just exactly the way the back neckline is. Just cut it out. So now I'm marking out my 1/2 inches allowance. And I'm attaching my front shoulder to the back, leaving the 1/2 inch allowance for the back neckline, because that's what I'm going to be covering with the facing. So now I'm just adjusting my gather pieces onto the shoulder and I'm pinning it down. I'm doing the same thing to the other side. Then I'll go and join that. I'll come back and show you guys. So now I'm done attaching the shoulders. I'm just showing you. You can see my 1/2 inch allowance at the back neckline. So I'm going to be using the facing now to cover it, pressing it right sides together, sandwiching the front in between it. Just attaching it from the shoulder to the other shoulder, starting from the beginning of the back neckline. I'm going to be attaching the front to the neck piece as well. I'm opening up my back seam so it's flat, it's laid flat, and I'm going to sew that down and sew it onto the shoulder seam using the already existing seam. So now I'm just going to do that, and I'll attach the sides as well while I'm doing that. So I'll just show you guys all of it when I get back. So you can see I finished attaching the back. You can see how neat it's looking. It covers up the front seam. I've joined my sides, joined the sides. So now just showing you guys what it looks like when everything is joined. So now it's time to attach the sleeves. Guys, I'm sorry I lost the clip of the sleeve, but I'm going to try to explain how I cut it. So bringing your sleeve block, I separated it into 2 from that center line. I opened it up. I placed one half of it as far as I wanted my sleeve to be, as wide as I wanted my sleeve to be on one side, and then I placed the other one on the other side, and I just cut it out as one whole sleeve. So that's what I was explaining there. So to make your sleeve as wide as possible. So I just connected that end to the other end, so it becomes one wide big sleeve, because I wanted pleats at the beginning, at the top. So I took my allowance 1/2 inch at the top, 3/4 inches at the side, and 1 inch at the bottom for folding in my elastic. So now I'm going to be making the fold for my elastic. Just folding that down, folding the 1 inches down wide enough to pass your elastic through. I'm just going to make gather stitches at the top and at the top of the other one. So I'll go and do that and come back and show you guys. So I finished making the bottom and I've gathered my stitches at the top. So I'm going to be closing up. I'm showing you that I've done the same thing at the other side. So now I'm going to be closing up the side seam. Just close that together. Sewing that will stop a bit before the bottom, so I can put in my casing, my elastic, before I close it up. So this is it. I finished joining that. You can see the space that I left to pass my elastic through. I've gathered the top part of the sleeve, so I'm going to be attaching it to the front. So as I'm attaching it, guys, I pinned from the bottom to the sides. I stretched it out to be straight, and then I gathered the excess fabrics on the shoulder so that it can create my puff for me. So that's what I'm showing you. Everything is gathered at the shoulder, the excess of the fabric. So do that to yours. So now I'm done attaching it. You can see the gathered side at the shoulder. So now it's time to pass our elastic through. I'm just using a hairpin, passing it through the elastic, and then I'm going to be putting it through. So just pull, just like that, all the way to the other end. So now I'm done with that. I'm just going to secure that with a pin, remove my hairpin, turn that over, adjust it to how tight I want it to be, turn that inside out, and then close it up. So this is zip, guys. I'm done closing that up. You can see my elastic secured inside. I did the same thing to the other side. So now it's time to attach our buttons. So I'm just touching the button loop to the other side, marking where that button will be. Still holding that in place. I move the next one, mark where the button will be. The third one, mark where please you're holding it in place as you're moving. Mark where the fourth will be, and all the way to the bottom. So now I know where my buttons are going to be. I'm going to be sewing on the buttons, and then I'll come back and show you guys what the final look is looking like. But after doing the buttons, I'm going to also be closing the bottom seam. I'll just fold that into two and sew that down. So now the buttons are done. You can see how it's looking. So neat, well ironed. Please guys, at this point, if you have not subscribed, I beg, please subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know what you guys think. So this is it, it's ready. I'm just going to iron it and try it out and show you guys. Wow, god, it looks so nice, guys. You can make yours too. You can see it. I made mine full at the bust part, so I don't have to wear a bra and it can still look as good. But if you don't want yours so free and you want to be able to wear a bra in yours, then reduce the 2 inches spacing in the split at the top part so that yours can be less full. Guys, look how beautiful this is looking. Please guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.